Okay, so we're gonna pick up from where we left off just now. The computer hang. You can see here for my laptop, it's not that powerful. It's not compatible, but you can always click with continue with known issues. Oh, and I also realized that the Windows G button, once you close the application that you were doing the screen recording with, it will not work. So I'm just using back the OBS studio to record this video. Okay, so I'll open up the one that hanged. Okay, and the next steps that I was going to show is how to create a rendered video from here. Okay, so after you're done with your animation sequences, right, and you're ready to render, just click on press Ctrl M on your keyboard, and you will go to the render queue. These are all the previous renders. So what you need to do is to click on best settings. This is useful when you want to test out your animation sequences and you don't want to waste time to render full best settings. You can click on draft or wireframe. This will significantly reduce the rendering time. What is important here is also to understand that you should always use the composition's frame rate that you have been um, working with, because when you click on this, you will override the frame rate with a number that you will specify. If you specify a number that is lower than your composition frame rate, then the animation will be choppier because it will have less frames to create your end result. Means lesser pictures and still within the same amount of time. Okay, so I'm just gonna click OK now, and the next step is to be able to choose where your destination folder is. So click on this and then you can adjust where you want your destination folder to be, as well as the name of your video file. Click on save, and then now you can click on render. So it should be pretty fast because this is a very simple and straightforward animation. I intentionally make it as simple as possible because my laptop is not very fast. So that's essentially it. I can check it over here. Animation 3, MP4. So you can see the fading in, the easing in, and the easing out. Okay, so that's essentially it. This is a very simple, straightforward animation. Just as a recap of the key techniques learned. Okay, essentially this is the asset library where you can import, drag and drop from your folder inside here. Then you can place them down on your timeline by just clicking and dragging over to here. I've introduced principles of using position as well as opacity for keyframing, right? So once you click on this stopwatch, you will create a keyframe. The next concept will be how you can affect the easing in by right clicking on the keyframes, and also by using this particular button to show where you have certain um, tweening of your transitions. So by clicking and right clicking, you can adjust it to different easing, and you can use these beziers to adjust how you want your animation to be. Okay, so I can just grab back here. You see this will make a difference because it will have a easing in of the opacity. Yep, so that's it for this week's lesson. Feel free to experiment more with other keyframings as well as twinning over here, and that's it.